5 spooky military ghost stories. So I thought I would share with you guys these military ghost stories. So the first one, I'm sure that there are many great military ghost stories. Here are just a few that I found on this article that I thought might be fun, not too heavy-hearted for a fun little Halloween special. So let's see. The first one here is ghost planes. During and after World War II, fighter planes were seen patrolling the sky, appearing and disappearing in and out of the clouds. One such sighting happened a year after Pearl Harbor when the United States Army radar traced a signal of an incoming plane. Pilots were dispatched to investigate. Let me put my 7-minute timer. Let me put 7 minutes on the clock. An American P-40 was spotted, riddled with bullet holes, its landing gear mangled, and its blood-drenched pilot slumped in his harness. Suddenly, the aircraft fell from the sky, spiraling out of control and crashing down. When scouts went to investigate, the P-40 was found, but the pilot had disappeared. Interesting. A year after Pearl Harbor, the P-40 was shot up, but by who? Who would have shot this plane up? Creepy. That one's pretty creepy. The Diplomat Hotel. Nights at the Diplomat Hotel are often pierced with shrill screams and banging. Well, that doesn't even sound haunted. That just sounds like a night at a hotel. Located in the Philippines, this is starting to make even more sense. It is a hotspot for paranormal investigation. The hotel's terror is believed to have stemmed from the Japanese invasion of the Philippines. Originally a monastery, invading soldiers beheaded all nuns and clergymen. Yikes. Leaving a trail of blood in their wake. For the remainder of the war, it served as a sanatorium, only to reopen again as the Diplomat Hotel, where guests often see black figures and women clothed in white. Man, invading soldiers beheaded all the nuns and clergymen. The violence of World War II, especially by Japan, is crazy. Brutal. Totally brutal. And now we live in harmony in Japan with the Japanese. Crazy. So glad that it has worked out the way it did over the decades. The Battle of the Alamo. The 1836 Battle of the Alamo was the climactic turning point for the Texans' fight for independence from Mexican control. Today, the San Antonio Historic Landmark now serves as a cemetery for the remains of fallen soldiers, many of whose bodies were dismembered and dumped into the San Antonio River just days after the battle. Though paranormal activity was reported, when the Mexican general Juan Jose Andrade ordered the burning of what remains still lay on the field of battle to prevent the spread of disease, the men came running back, fearful of what they'd witnessed. On the river, the men had spotted 6 Diablos, or devils, guarding the front of the Alamo mission. Over the years, visitors have seen young boys running along the mission plaza and then disappearing, hearing the clacking of horse hooves on the streets, and even seeing a man and small boy fall from the roof on the mission. I want to see it for myself. I want to see a ghost. I want to see a haunting. Come on. Jeez. I really do. I honestly really do want to see it. The Jefferson Barracks. On October 23rd, 1826, the Jefferson Barracks were opened in honor of President Thomas Jefferson, who had passed earlier that year. It's been used as a hospital, cemetery, and also for military staging, but on the barracks headquarters, soldiers have reported an aggressive sentry confronting them. He's said to approach with a bloody bullet hole through his head. Supposedly, the sentry had been killed in a munitions raid, and as he believes he's still on duty, confronts those he suspects as the enemy. I don't know, you guys. Come on. A sentry walks up, asks you your 7th general order with a bullet hole in his head. Come on. But if I saw it myself, I want to hear your ghost stories. If you've been haunted, let me hear your ghost stories. Missing children. Though Switzerland tried to stay neutral during World War II, the country was repeatedly swayed by both Allied and Axis powers. When Germany instigated, the UK retaliated, sending 1 British unit to a secluded village within the Swiss Alps. However, just a few weeks after their arrival, scraps of food supplies started disappearing and goods were stolen. Not long after that, children went missing from the village, including one Private Reginald from the British troop. These disappearances led to the story that a monster resided in the mountains. One night, soldiers on patrol saw a figure through the window of a house. The figure gave chase all the way to the outskirts of the village, where the figure jumped into a man-made cave. Shots were fired from either side, and after a resounding silence, soldiers entered the cave where they found Reginald with a bullet hole through his heart, surrounded by missing children's half-eaten bodies. Whoa. Missing children's half-eaten bodies. Wow. All right. So there's 5 spooky military ghost stories. Which one did you think was spookiest? For me, the Diplomat Hotel probably has shrill screams and banging throughout the night, but it's probably not a ghost. And the Jefferson Barracks with the sentry with the bullet hole in his head, that's the one that I want to see. If that sentry is out there with the bullet hole in his head and he still believes he's on duty, so he's guarding the building, the barracks, come on. I have to go there and I want to see that for myself. Here's the question for you guys. If you knew a place was haunted, would you go there and try to see a ghost? Do you personally have any interest in seeing a ghost? Let me know. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments.